तो गाइज यूट्यूब चैनल में ये मेरा पहला ही वीडियो है। तो इस चैनल में मैं क्या करूँगा ना, गेट में जो पिछले साल में जो जो क्वेश्चन आए हैं सबको सॉल्व करूँगा। ठीक है, तो देखो एक क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए आप 5 मिनट ले सकते हो, 10 मिनट ले सकते हो या 15 मिनट में ले सकते हो। लेकिन मैं ट्राई करूँगा कि इस चैनल में हर क्वेश्चन को 2 मिनट और जो लेंथी क्वेश्चन आया है उसको 4 या 5 मिनट के अंदर सॉल्व कर दूंगा, जैसे कि आपका टाइम पूरा सेव हो जाएगा। ठीक है, सो इस चैनल को आप ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब कर लेना, क्योंकि ऐसे इस चैनल में हर दिन गेट रिलेटेड वीडियो आता रहेगा। ठीक है, तो आज मैं स्टार्ट करता हूँ ओपम सीरीज में, मैंने ये चैनल स्टार्ट करता हूँ। ठीक है, तो आज ओपम का जो जो प्रॉब्लम मैं करूँगा उसका जो जो फार्मूला और जो जो कॉन्सेप्ट यूज होगा उसको मैं आज प्रोवाइड कर देता हूँ। तो आज के बाद अगला वीडियो से ओपम का क्वेश्चन जो जो गेट में आया है पिछले साल से, तो सब प्रोवाइड कर दूंगा। ठीक है, तो गाइस चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब कर लेना और वीडियो अच्छा लगेगा तो आपका दोस्त के साथ शेयर कर लेना। ठीक है, तो गाइस ओपम सीरीज में तुमको ये चीज़ पहले याद रखना चाहिए। तो इन्वर्टिंग ओपम क्या होता है, जिसमें वोल्टेज सोर्स इज कनेक्टेड टू नेगेटिव टर्मिनल, एंड नॉन इन्वर्टिंग ओपम when voltage source is connected to positive terminal, and here in case of inverting op amp gain is equal to minus Rf by R1. Okay, that is gain, V output by V input, and here 1 plus Rf by R1. Okay, so this is the first one you have to remember. So next thing is you have to remember, for any ideal op amp input resistance is infinite. So I input is equal to input current is equal to 0. So I is equal to 0 here, I is equal to 0 here. Okay guys, next point. So for an ideal op amp, infinite voltage gain is infinite. Remember this thing, infinite voltage gain is infinite, but for practical op amp gain is not infinite. It may be 100 or maybe 1000. It will be given in question. Okay, so for this type of question, if in a question it is given gain is 100 or 1000, then you cannot apply gain formula for non-inverting 1 plus Rf by R1. You cannot apply this formula, you have to apply this formula. So note this point guys, this is for non-inverting op amp and this is for inverting op amp. This is for practical purpose, like gain is equal to 100 or 1000. Don't need to put KVL equation, you have to put this formula directly. Okay, so guys, fourth point, voltage follower circuit. Voltage follower circuit is also known as voltage buffer or unit follower. Okay, so check the configuration. Here input is from negative terminal is feedback to with output terminal without any resistance. So here gain is equal to 1, so you can say V output by V input is equal to 1. So V output is equal to V input. So next point guys, slew rate. So it is generally asked in question, to prevent distortion how much frequency is needed in designing a circuit. So see guys, what is slew rate? Maximum rate at which amplifier output can change in volt per second, means output means V0, so dV0 by dt max. Slew rate is given by dV0 by dt max. So guys, we know for a voltage buffer circuit V0 is equal to V in, so we know V in is equal to Vm sin omega t. So dV0 by dt will be how much? Vm omega cos omega t, just derivative this thing. Okay, and dV0 by dt max, Vm omega cos omega t maximum value 1, so Vm omega 1 is equal to Vm omega, so that is 2 pi f Vm. Okay, so to prevent distortion our slew rate should be greater than dV0 by dt max. So slew rate is greater than dV0 by dt max is 2 pi f Vm, so slew rate is greater than 2 pi f Vm. Okay, so frequency will be less than this much. So guys, if this is not a voltage follower circuit, see gain must be given there, then take V output by V input is equal to gain, and take V0 is equal to gain into V in sin omega t. Okay, then again derivative this thing, you will get gain into VEN into this omega cos omega t maximum value 1. Okay, so dv0 by dt maximum value will be simple v in omega with gain. You can find out in this way. Okay, so guys, coming to next point, this is important. So guys, in the most of the question you will see to find out output voltage is how much. Okay, so this type of question can only be solved by KCL equation. Okay, so KCL is most important here, and how to apply this KCL. Okay, see guys, these are two terminals. Let's say this is VA, this is VB terminal, this point or this node you can say. Okay, so how to apply KCL equation? See guys, let I am applying KCL at this A point. So how I can apply? See guys, by KCL, current going towards or outward from any point is 0. Let's say towards, outwards. Okay, I1, I2, I3. See guys, what will happen? What we will get? I1 plus I2 is equal to 0. So this is KCL equation. So similarly, you assume current is going outwards from this point, this direction, this direction. So this current plus this current is equal to 0. So how to apply? See, I is equal to V by R. So write in this way, I is equal to VA minus, this is 0 volt, VA minus 0 by R, VA minus 0 by R plus VA minus V0, this is V0 by 2R, plus VA minus V0 by 2R is equal to 0. One equation. Okay, similarly apply KCL at this inverting terminal. Let's add VB. Similarly, VB minus 2 by R, VB minus 2 by R plus VB minus 1 means VB plus 1, VB minus 1 divided by R plus VB, this is VB also, VB by R, VB by R is equal to 0. So this is VB minus, you can say VB plus 1. Okay, so this is the KCL equation at non-inverting terminal. So solve this equation, you will get output voltage is how much. Okay, check guys, one thing here, I did not take this direction and this direction. Why? Because it is a ideal op amp. What? This is a ideal op amp. So for ideal op amp, input resistance is infinite. So current flowing through input branch is 0. So here 0 ampere flowing, so here 0 ampere is flowing. So I did not take this part. Okay, so for this point, this direction plus this direction 0, and for this point, this direction plus this direction current plus this direction current, sum is 0. Okay, net current is equal to 0. See guys, one more important point, summing amplifier. In summing amplifier, you can see 2 or 3 voltage sources with resistance are connected in one terminal. Okay, so here output equation will be look like that, Rf by R1 into V1. See, this is a you can do this by superposition principle, means V2 you can short circuit V2 and V3, and see if this is grounded and supply is again at inverting terminal. So for inverting, you know, minus Rf by R1 is gain, so minus Rf by R1 into V1, again minus Rf by R2 into V2, while short circuiting V1 and V3. Okay, in similar fashion you can get minus Rf by R3 into V3. Okay, so adding all these three things, you can get the total output voltage. Okay, so this is summing amplifier. This is also important. So guys, coming to next point. So guys, one more important thing is integrator and differentiator. See guys, for integrator, capacitor is present as a feedback, and for differentiator, resistor is present as feedback and capacitor is connected to supply. See, this is the difference only. So see this, since this is integrator, output will come in form of integration type. So V output is equal to minus 1 by RC VI dt, integration of VI dt. So remember this thing. And for differentiator, similarly output you will get in form of derivative only. So V0 is equal to minus RC dV by dt only. So remember these two things. Okay, one more thing you have to remember, when R comes first and C as feedback, this is a low pass filter. In most of the question you will find in GATE exam, and if in the positive terminal and no resistor or capacitor there, then you can directly put the option as low pass filter, and don't derive the transfer function. Okay, so this is low pass filter, remember this thing. And this is if capacitor present first and resistor is as feedback, then this is high pass filter. Okay, so guys, next thing to remember, frequency response of different filter. See guys, first one is low pass filter. For low pass filter, it will allows low frequency but block high frequency. Similarly, for high pass filter, it will block low frequency but it will allow high frequency. Similarly, band pass filter will allow only a certain range of frequency up to this range. Okay, and it will block this frequency, low and high frequency. And its exact opposite is band reject filter, means it will restrict certain amount of frequency but will allow low and high frequency. Okay, so guys, if you are finding any transfer function, okay, and you are putting, we know S is equal to j omega, that is frequency term. Okay, frequency term. If we are putting S is equal to 0 in TS, okay, and you are getting output 0, okay, then this will blocking low frequency, so this will not be a low pass filter. And if you are putting S is equal to infinity and output is some value, okay, then this will be allowing, this is allowing high frequencies, so this will be a high pass filter. So if you know the frequency response characteristics, then you can judge based on transfer, by considering the transfer function and putting S is equal to 0 and infinity. Okay, and if S is equal to 0 and output is 0, and S is equal to omega and X is equal to at infinity, output is equal to 0, means it is blocking low frequency and blocking high frequency, so output will be band pass filter. Okay, so this thing you have to remember. So now coming to next point. See guys, this is point number 10. Okay, what it is written, series connection, and when one point is ground and other point is at supply voltage. Okay, means one point, suppose this is series connection, this is plus VCC, means this is supply, and one more terminal is ground. Then we have to find out how much voltage is present here. Okay, then in this type of problem, always find voltage with respect to ground terminal. Okay, see what we will do. Then to determine voltage at any point, consider resistance from ground terminal. Okay, this application you will get not only in analog electronics but also in network theory. Okay, see guys, one example is here. See here, 3 resistance is connected in series. Suppose I am asking you to find out voltage at P terminal, Vp. So how to find out? See, we have to consider the resistance from ground terminal. From ground terminal, this resistance is present. So R divided by total resistance, into supply voltage, and this is 1 by 3 into 5 by 3 volt. Okay, let's say this is point Q. Okay, I have to find out voltage VQ. Then consider the resistance present from this ground to this point. Okay, this ground to this point, this is, means this is 2R by total resistance RRR 3R into supply voltage, 2 by 3 into 5, means 10 by 3 volt. Okay, another example guys, let's say I'm giving your half part of a circuit. Okay, upper part I am not giving, since I am giving only example for you. Okay, see guys, let's say V0 is positive. Okay, since V0 is positive, it will make this diode open circuit since negative terminal is connected to positive, and this circuit is positive. This diode positive part is connected to positive and negative terminal is grounded, so this is forward bias and this is short circuit. So you have to find out value of voltage at point P. Okay, so see guys, this is a short circuit, this is now short circuit. Okay, and the current flowing path is from this direction to this direction. Okay, so how to find out Vp? What I told, to determine voltage at any point you have to consider the resistance from ground terminal, so you have to consider this resistance first. Okay, so Vp is equal to R3 by, this is R3, and by sum of total resistance in that path, R2 plus R3 into V output. Okay, this is the most important concept. Okay, this will come in many problem of gate exam. So guys, this concept is very important because this type of question frequently comes in gate exam. Okay, so see this thing, when no resistance means feedback resistance in inverting terminal. Okay, in inverting terminal no feedback resistance is there, then this is called comparator circuit. This point to note, this is called comparator circuit. Remember, in this type of question output will always be, output waveform always will square. Okay, square waveform. So if in option it is given in sinusoidal output like this or some cleared part, okay, then got this answer. Don't consider this type of waveform. Okay, always output will always be square waveform, and output will vary in between plus V saturation to minus V saturation. See, when plus V saturation will get, if V plus is greater than V minus. V plus means non-inverting terminal voltage. Okay, and V minus is inverting terminal voltage. Okay, and we will get minus V saturation if V minus terminal part is greater than V plus. Okay, and Smith trigger circuit is also called a comparator circuit, or no feedback resistance is there, so its output waveform will also be square waveform. Okay, so remember this thing. So guys, this is one more important part, astable multivibrator. Okay, in exam 3-4 times it has already come. So what is astable multivibrator? See the structure. Okay, the problem I will solve in latter part of the latter videos. Okay, so see guys, so this is a astable multivibrator circuit. This circuit is astable multivibrator. See its structure, where R and C are connected. Okay, so in this type of circuit, if waveform is asked to you, then output is always square waveform. Okay, output is square waveform always, and it is generally asked to find out the time period and which waveform will be this. Then you have to write this is square waveform and time period is equal to 2RC ln 1 plus beta by 1 minus beta. 2RC ln 1 plus beta by 1 minus beta, where beta is equal to feedback factor. This VF by V0. Okay, so beta is equal to feedback factor VF by V0. See guys, it's general output waveform. So this is V output. Okay, V output means in the circuit this is V output waveform. So as I said earlier, this will be a square waveform and output range is plus V saturation to minus V saturation. Okay, see, and if it is asked to find out capacitor voltage. Okay, so this is capacitor voltage waveform. See, capacitor is here. Okay, capacitor voltage waveform, and output range is from plus V beta V saturation to minus beta V saturation. Okay, so this is one important point you have to remember. So see guys, this is the last important point. Okay, and this is also asked in GATE exam 2 to 3 times. See guys, they will give you a astable multivibrator circuit. Okay, and for time duration, for positive part and for negative part, let's say for positive part del t1 and for negative part let's say del t2. Okay, then they will ask to find out this expression, or time period for which output is low, means this is suppose our output is low for this duration, so how much duration is it? Okay, so how to solve this? See guys, for this, for to solve this we have to apply two equations, and we have to remember this thing. For del t1 means this is output will be high, and for del t2 means output is low. Okay, VUT is equal to V saturation, so plus V saturation is already given, plus 5 volt, VLT minus V saturation by V saturation into this much. So we don't know what is VUT and VLT, so we can find out VUT and VLT. How? See guys, what is VUT and VLT? When V0 is equal to plus V saturation, okay, when V0 is equal to plus V saturation, so V, then there we have to, then we find there VUT. VUT means upper threshold voltage, upper threshold voltage. Okay, so this is determined at this positive terminal. Okay, means this terminal. So see guys, when this is positive, this diode must be on and this diode will be off. So you will find out VUT here. So how will be how much will be VUT? This is the resistance series path, so R by R plus R into V0. Here certain value of R will be given to you. Okay, this is called VUT. Similarly, when V0 is equal to minus V saturation, okay, V0 is equal to minus V saturation means this is negative. This negative will make, this is short circuit, means this diode will conduct and this diode will be open circuited. So again our path is in this direction. Okay, so V, this is called LT, lower threshold voltage. Okay, so how to find out this thing? Again considering reference to ground, R divided by R plus R. This value is given in question. Okay, R divided by R plus R into minus V saturation. Okay, so we got VUT and we got VLT. See guys, we got VUT and VLT. V saturation is already given, and this V, I am subtracting V saturation from VLT. Okay, see here I am subtracting, see here plus V saturation, same plus V saturation. We are subtracting this V saturation from LT. Again here we are subtracting this minus V saturation from VUT. So VUT minus UT, you can tell this is plus. So I am telling you the general process. This saturation voltage will be subtracted from LT voltage, and this negative saturation voltage will be subtracted from VUT voltage. So this will be plus. Okay, so you know VUT, V saturation, VLT, and minus V saturation. So you have to find out only this thing, and in the same way you can find out this thing. So how to find out this equation? Just divided by e to the power x by e to the power y, e to the power x minus y. Similarly, e to the power minus del t1 by tau by e to the power minus del 2t by tau is equal to minus del tt tau minus del t1 by tau. Okay, you can find out in this way. Okay, and for this, and the time period in which output is low, output low is means for del t2, you have to apply this equation, and you can get easily how much will be t2 or tau. In question all data will be given, no need to worry. I will solve one question with this equation. Okay, so guys, चैनल का वीडियो मेरा, सो गाइज ये मेरा पहला वीडियो था यूट्यूब में। ओके ठीक है, बहुत कोशिश किया जैसे कि तुमको अच्छा लगेगा, तो वीडियो को ज़रूर लाइक कर देना और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर देना। ठीक है, क्योंकि इससे गेट रिलेटेड वीडियो मैं इस चैनल में लाता रहूँगा। ठीक है, बाय। तो गाइज ये मैंने जो 13 पॉइंट बताया, इसको यूज करके मैं क्या करूँगा कि जो पिछले साल में जो क्वेश्चन आया है उसको सॉल्व करूँगा, और मेरे को ये लगता है कि ये 13 पॉइंट काफ़ी है प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के लिए, और सिर्फ ओपम का। ठीक है, तो चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब कर लेना, क्योंकि कल से इसके रिलेटेड वीडियो आता रहेगा। ठीक है।